Or loud. Okay. All right. I guess we'll start with. I'm assuming that these are all yours.
No, just two. Just the two 47 and the 50 truck are mine.
Okay. Well, whoever's yellow. It's yours. Russ, you want to start us off? He's got a heck of a collection because he brings about 10 every time. So
I get it. Now, so these 25 collections, these are not mine. This is a good friend of mine that we were club together and we used to go to shows together. And when he passed away, his wife wanted me to start trying to sell his stuff off. And so I got some of them and I sold a lot of them. And this is some of the ones I got from his collection. What I didn't realize, a lot of stuff he's built,
So you took advantage of your buddy's wife.
yep. He started putting working lights and stuff. Well, I didn't know. So he started trying to restore some of this stuff and find he would solder the battery in. And that gave problem anything would corrode. So I know these have working lights. I got them working again. Now, I'm not going to work today. But he cut the trunk open and he'd bury a battery up in here. But he didn't use watch battery. He used these it's no battery. It's like half of a double A looking battery. I can't think what they're called. Well, I had to trap those down so I could do the same thing he did. And I would take them and clean all the wires on, resolder them, and then clean them with alcohol and see if they worked again. And I know this one's got working headlights, parking lights on it. That was his Pontiac. He made this 56. It's not a convertible because they only come out in the coupes and that. So he made a convertible out of this. And I got a 55. I started making a convertible until I found out, well, they make a 55 convertible. Why am I doing it? Convertible. But I liked it because it was yellow, so I had to get the yellow car from his collection. But Steve made a lot of stuff. It's amazing how many things he would build. This is his really neat custom 57 with like the four indents on the hood. I mean, that's not a stock car. I think he made that. I don't know. But it might be an older edition because of all the roll pans in there. And some of the older 57 kits had those custom parts with it. I'm not into the custom, but this one really, I just liked it. It's like how it just looked. I'm not into green, but I like the 57. It was a really neat version he did, and he put a 409 in it, so I'm always into 409s too. He did not do many race cars at all, so to find one that he did was really nice. So Falcon, Warbucks, it's kind of box. Thought the engine looked so big in that car. I mean, for a 25th scale car, I remember thinking it was a 20th scale, but it's all box stock. Nothing wrong with this one. Some of these I had to do some repairs to, but these ones were all pretty solid when I got them. This another 56 Sleeper. This one has working lights on it, so he had to cut the trunk open. He'd rig the battery up in there, and he used a magnetic reed switch to activate them. So sometimes he'd build a model, and he'd have a little magnet attached to something, and when you close this or open this, the lights would come on. Well, he's not around to ask to work your switch on such and such a car. So you can spend days trying to track down how to make the things work. But I know I got this one working. I think it's got the headlights, all the parking lights working on it. But just a nice sleeper 56. I just like this, navy gray and just a sleeper car. Really, really cool. This one is just curbside. There's no real chassis underneath it. But he did a really good job on that body. Well, you got 67 Impalas all over the place. So I'm going to take a updated chassis and try to put it under this car and just take the body and interior and put it on a more modern, because AMT one was a really nice detailed chassis underneath. This is just one for curbside, and it had that vinyl top on it, which is pretty cool.
I've actually got this kit. I like that.
Now this one came from back in Wisconsin. There was a big hobby shop every November. They have what I call a scratch and dent sale. Throughout the year, if they buy collections and stuff like that, they wait till this one weekend in November, and they would close the store and empty all the middle shelves, all 4 rows in their store. They'd say from 9 to 3, we're open. And people would get outside the store in line and wait. And when they open the door, you'd walk in and get your shopping bag. And you'd pick a row, and you'd start going down. They had stuff in bags, they had stuff in boxes, and just... This is just one-on-one I just happened to find. So, wow, it's not all busted up, and I could reach over somebody, and
I've got that kit on.
So,
that's a go-kart. Cool. I just like the go-kart.
I think I have one of these unbuilt in my stash somewhere, but I just found this one because it was really neat, and for $5. You can get that for $5 in the bag.
That's a nice kit.
I like
That's
it.
nice.
It's a different, it's an older, nice Chevy. I threw a go-kart in it. I think, do they all come with a dual motor on the go-karts? Okay, 'cause I didn't know somebody bought two and made a dual motor on. I thought most go-karts had a single engine.
That's cool.
So that's just one bit of my good stuff. And then this is a Falcon from Steve's collection too. He was looking at it. He didn't want to buy it, but it's for sale.
All right. Guess we'll go with these two next. It is, isn't it?
Well, I'll start off first is that this gray beige or khaki and this were actually derived from the same color. You know, I painted custom bicycles for a living, low riders and stretch bikes and everything. I've done a lot of custom painting, restored motorcycles and such. But I had a custom mixed beige, which is actually in between these two colors. This one I lined up with a white, and they're urethane base coats. And this one I darkened up with black to give it that gray look. You know, and then the copper on this one, it's a urethane copper base coat. Again, I have tons of extra paint, you know, from what I used to do. And you know, so that's a copper. I call the Copperhead Metallic by Tamiya. Excuse me, not Tamiya, by Tamco Paint Company. It's a urethane base coat. The clear coat is Tamiya, TS13 on this one. And you know, it's a 50 Chevy. I dropped in a small block motor in there. Basic wiring and stuff. You know, the wood bed.
Super nice.
And then the exhaust are aluminum tubing and solder.
Nice.
The motor, I dropped the front spindle some, lowered the rear suspension a little bit, you know, to lower it. A little bit more of a, you know, quasi-traditional, you know, lowrider pickup truck. And then this one is mostly box stock. I did grab the fog lights from the parts box, and then I added, it didn't come with chrome trim on the rocker and the lower front fender, so I glued on some styrene strips. Excuse me. It stuck. So there's some styrene strips that I glued on for the lower and chromed them. I used a straight six engine, you know, but hot rodded, wired it up. And this is a what they call round burgundy metallic, and it's by Tamco Paint Company too. And the red is Sangria Pearl, and this is a 2K clear coat on this. So I use it all. I mean, whether it's Tamiya out of the can or 2K with the airbrush, basically box stock underneath. Lower the spindles. Well, I use the lowering kit. You know, follow the instructions to lower this one, front and rear. Some chrome foil here and there. The spots on there. But I tell you what, this is a fabulous kit. This is the Mobius version. And basically, from my understanding, it's the same as the Galaxy. You know, it's tough to see the interior.
How did you do the red stripes?
The red stripes, well, actually a silver metallic base for the roof. Then I spray the Sangria Pearl on top of that, you know, instead of primer, because it gives a little bit more reflectivity to the paint. And then just fine line tape, masked it off with the fine line tape. And this happens to be a 0.75 millimeter, I think, the tape that I used here, you know, for the striping.
Oh, that's
And
awesome.
then the burgundy right on
That's
top
beautiful.
of that red.
Very nice.
Chrome foil, but
That's cool. Yeah, beautiful paint jobs. I love the motor on that one too. That's cool.
That whole kit
And-
is awesome.
and I do all this. I don't know if you notice my shaky hands. I've had numerous hand surgeries. from my work. You can tell my middle finger is shorter than all the others. Off with the saw. I have Dupuytren syndrome, conjuncture. I have trigger fingers, and the surgery's annulitis. But I'm still. If you think about it, you can still do this if you concentrate hard. But I do. I don't have steady hands at all. You can see. I can't even see my fist. Both my hands are like
Well,
that.
fantastic job on the car.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's really very
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Very nice
Yeah,
work.
love the color.
Yeah. And then the truck and car you see on the cover of the Facebook page, that's my work as well.
Yeah, he just wanted to build the month for this past month. Yep. Let's see. I guess we'll go with the. I guess it's a 57.
66 Chevy out of Lavelle. I just made it curbside. I just wanted something so I could stuff some big tires under there and make it quick and cheap and easy. I used Tester's enamel paint on that, and then dropped automotive two-part clear on top of that, and buffed it out to 4,000 grit, and then polished it.
It's like some panel liner in the.
Did you open the
Yeah.
doors?
They just put the panel liner into.
Graph ink pen,
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
and I just follow the panel lines with
Nice.
That
Works
paint's
good.
gorgeous, man.
Yeah.
Isn't that Volkswagen yours too? Yeah, the Volkswagen.
it. The little Porsche, it's
I'm sorry. I
Fujimi's
didn't mean to swear.
series. There's about 250 parts in that kit.
Carmen Gia.
Jesus.
Strictly box stock, real finicky little kit. Again, Tester's orange shoots like shit with automotive clear two-part on top.
Nice.
And polish that to 4,000 grit.
Did you do the same panel line technique?
Yeah,
with this?
same
Yeah,
one.
that works good. That looks good. Nice work. This one?
That's the old MRC Spirit of '57. I think is what it was. I built it when it came out, and I saw it a while back, and I went, that'd be a lot of fun to do. But what I didn't realize back then was what all was missing from it.
Yeah.
Just So the deal is it's a barn find race car. They pulled it out, put a new motor and new tires on it, and they went back racing.
No. Okay.
That was the first time I'd ever kind of distressed and went through the primer and all that. If I had to do again, I don't think I'd make it quite that flat, but
I think it looks great.
wired. The wheels came off of that Piranha kit. The wheels came off of the Piranha. It's not a great kit, but I did add a bunch to it, and the bottom of it.
Look at that. That's cool.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, but it was a lot of fun. Drove me crazy in spots, but I got some photo etch hood pins that are hanging there, and thanks to James over there, it has a photo etch key in the dash, and I reworked the dash.
Awesome.
Cool. Very nice.
Yeah.
Nice work. The next one here, we go with this one.
Yeah, I like 60s and 70s road race cars, so that's the inspiration for this. And I like the D-type Jaguar that had the fin. So I made the headrest. That's from a fuel tank off a jet, and the fin is just sheet stock. It's got a Texas 3D engine in it, Pegasus wheels. I had to rework the interior because the door panels, they were too customy, and I couldn't do a whole lot about the seats because they were kind of molded in. So I ran the exhaust, if I can pick this up without dropping it because it's just sitting together. I ran the exhaust through the frame. And if anybody's looking for a really durable aluminum, MCW. He makes this stuff, and I said, you know, because at the time I'd been having trouble with paints peeling,
Yeah.
and so I said, well, how does that aluminum work? Is it bad for peeling? And so he walks over with a half of an F-86 fuselage that's painted, and a roll of duct tape, and he says, have at it. And I rolled a fresh piece off, and I tried to rip it off and couldn't. That's MCW enamel. It's Pontiac engine blue.
Which is
Cool.
the same as.
Which is the same as a 1963 Mecum Corvette racing color.
Which is the same.
Which is a 1960 Cadillac color. But anyway, I've got meatballs and numbers to put on it when I'm done, and I didn't bring it tonight, but it's got a resin steering wheel because the one that came with it's pretty rough. But it's got a headrest that matches the seat. But I'm kind of working on making that look a little bit more like real leather. We'll see how that turns out.
Looks good. It's nice.
Thank you.
So we'll go with the police car.
All right, the police car is this MPC Joker car, Batman car, whatever you want to call it.
Okay, I've got one of those.
It is a terrible kit.
Okay.
It took me, it messed me up so bad several different times. I couldn't build it for 3 months almost. It was sitting on my bench for 3 months. Because everywhere I turned, it was not fitting right, not looking right. But finally I said, okay, I got to finish the thing anyway. So it's completely wired and blown. Of course, many of you know me, but I do a whole lot of Mopar cars. And I'm just trying to finish up my 50-month collection so I can start on some other models. But the point is, that I did a really nice fire truck, local fire truck. So I said I need a local police, and that's really not any city that I know of. But I just thought, okay. And then the guy with it is a detective, so it just seemed like a fun thing to do. Okay. The next one is the AMT Coupe 2500 dually that came out a while back. It's basically the promo. I mean, if any of you have got it, it just doesn't have any detail to it. I added the trailer from one of the from the Coronet, the PT Coronet. It just made it a garden, guy doing the gardens and tree stuff, just to add some interest to it. The other two, the silver car and the white truck, are actually, I pulled them out of my collection. They're very old. They were probably built 25 or more years ago. I lived in Nashville, Tennessee, so the the white truck has got the actual logo from the Nashville Fire Department on it. That's it looks like, and I did that one just to make it a service truck. And then the other one, of course, I was big into the the crime scene investigation shows at the time. So I made me a CSI car just for the fun of it. It's really not. They're both 4-screw cars. There's really nothing to them. I think whatever the Snap Kit or whatever it was way back then. And it was just fun builds that I did. But I dug them out to clean them up, just to bring them up and see if anybody might remember them.
You can't find that tile in them all.
Nope. No.
They're bringing out the sheriff's blazer from that one.
Stranger Things.
I haven't.
Oh, there you go.
I just haven't built it yet.
I won one in a raffle.
I haven't built it yet. I'm getting around to it.
Mid-80s.
So I will say for the next time I'm able to come, or for the show, I actually have a really, really pretty Rebel 67 Dodge Coronet being built, or the 440 or whatever it was, the hot rod car, and also a matching 67 Plymouth GTX. They're matching because they look the same, even though one's a Plymouth and one's a Dodge. But it's just try to do silly things like I do, and I'll add people to like brother and sister, racing or whatever, just fun stuff to do like that. But hopefully, Now that I got them taken care of, and I finally got that police car off of my bench, I might get back to some of my real building. Thanks for letting me share, guys.
Yeah. Thanks for
Just
sharing it.
It's all about the fun.
That police car, they had the deep dish wheels.
Yeah, that
People
guy.
bought them just to have the deep dish wheels for dirt track cars.
I didn't like them. I didn't like them wheels.
NPC had some crappy wheels and tires back in them kits, man. The tires look too big.
I forgot to show you. I'm sorry. I did wire the engine and it's plumbed. I think I may have forgotten to put the coil in, but you can't really tell at the moment.
Electronic ignition.
There you go. It was just a fun thing to do, but it took me forever because I hated the kit.
It's been
Anyway.
decades since I built an NPC kit.
They're still horrible.
Well, now that Nova they did last year ain't too bad. The new Nova? The
Oh,
60, what was it?
79 or?
Yeah, 79 Nova's a really nice kit.
It might be one of their better ones.
For an old
That
NPC,
used to be the squad ride, I think, back in the day.
for an old NPC mold, that's a pretty good kit. Oh, I'm sorry.
That Fall Guy truck is horrible.
Talk about the green car and the race car next.
Those are mine. The
Okay.
green one is a 65 Comet Mobius kit, and I just got parts out of boxes and made a gas ride of it. Nothing special, just rattle can paint. I don't even know remember what color paint it is.
Green.
Yeah.
He nailed it.
And the number 5 car is a Neil Bonnet Salvino's kit, just built straight out of the box.
Cool.
Are the kids any good? So, you know,
I say I don't know about these, but everybody says like the new like the early 80 Buick and the Monte Carlos, the glass just doesn't fit good on
Yeah,
those.
they changed something about the glass. They're the monogram kits.
But they didn't get the monogram
they redone
glass.
the windshield.
Yeah, they had to.
They get the mold or something.
Yeah, they didn't get the molds for the glass. They had to make their own, I think, so that's why they don't fit exactly good. But yeah, I had never built one, so. Guess I'll tell you about my Turtle Wax van. Just basically just right out of the box. It is a 1982 Dodge van. The green is Tamiya TS20 metallic green. The white's, I guess, the TS26 pure white. Just added some metal foil and just built it box stock. Pretty cool little kit, actually. I liked it because I've been in the automotive detail business pretty much my whole life, so definitely wouldn't recommend using Turtle Wax on any of your vehicles, but I like the van anyways. But and it was a pretty easy build, a good little kit to build. Not exactly happy with the way the wheels are on it, but I can always change those at some point. I plan on putting it in a box stock class at the shows. That was the reason I built it. But good little kit to build. I think they just released that too. It's not. Yeah, it comes with a motor, which I don't know why. I mean, it's kind of pointless. I mean, you could cut the hood open, I guess. Yeah, the hood doesn't open on it, so I was kind of like, why am I really even detail painting the engine? But but I did anyways. But yeah, good little kit.
That's called modeling for God.
Yeah, I guess.
Only you and him know it's there.
Yeah, it's painted. I promise it is. But yes, you can either. There's a couple different ways you can build it. You can build it and leave the top just solid, or you can cut the top open and put the little glass there so you can see the sofa and all that stuff on there. And I sat there for about 2 days determining whether or not I wanted to put the spoiler on there or not. So as you can see, I decided to put it on there. But the next thing is my little work in progress. A Harry Gant build that I'm working on and will probably continue to work on for probably another year, maybe. Who knows? Who knows if it'll ever get finished? I don't know. But I've just got the rear suspension done on it over the last week. Jay's Model Garage. It's his truck arms, his rear end, his hubs, calipers, rotors, shocks, track bar adjuster, All the nuts and bolts, all that's 3D printed. So yeah, that was I ran brake lines. So yeah, that was a task. That was something I've been trying to wrap my head around doing for quite a while now. So I finally got it done today, and you can see I've started doing some of the roll bar pad and stuff like that. But I actually scratch built the front section. Well, I didn't really scratch build, but I took the front section off of a Ford chassis and put on the front of that, and I scratch built the firewall and the rear section because I'm putting a 3D printed fuel cell, and I did the Ford front bars because that was actually what was on the car was the it was the Banjo Matthews chassis, so I'm trying to make it look like it should. But yeah, that's my work in progress. I've got the body painted, and I've got 97% of the other parts painted. It's just putting it together, running wires. That was a task, just getting the brake lines. Now, I've never done that before, run brake lines, so I had to learn about brake lines to even be able to do that. So, but yeah, that's my two. Guess we'll go with yours.
It's just the Fast and Furious Dom 71 GTX. Got the kit a few weeks ago, and the chassis is the same thing. The motor is Texas 3D Hellcat engine. I'll give it a little something, a little beef than that 440 that it had in it. And so the paint on it is just had a little bit left of Tamiya gunmetal, and I need to get some more to finish it off. But the other one I didn't. Hadn't got the body painted yet, so I just didn't bring it, but I wanted to show the chassis with the motor sitting on it. Try to do some cutting on it, get it sit down a little bit lower, because with the oil pan compared to the 440, it's a little bit bigger, so got a little sit down more into it, get the hood on better. Then the Extreme Lee car is one I built a few years ago. It's the old General Lee car. Wheels come out of the 70 Monte Carlo. I had a problem with trying to get the interior tub to sit in good, so I just said paint the windows black and black it out and curbside it.
There you go.
Blue kit.
No, it's snap yet. Yeah.
It doesn't get a whole.
Yeah. And so yeah.
Cool.
Decals are from Slicks. That was Kenny Winchester, Extreme Lee car. I got pictures of the car one year. I went to, it might have been Auto Fair, these guys, and they had the year one booth there. It was a hard person, so that was pretty neat.
That's cool.
And then two funny cars, those are those Atlanta snap kits. Just wanted something quick and easy to build. So the Mustang is Jester's Deja Blue. The Camaro is just the bright red Tamiya. Just painted the wheels gold. It's got kit decals on it. Nothing. Like I said, just a snap kit build, just quick and easy, kind of just.
That's a cool looking car.
And,
Yeah.
I did do the decals on the rear for the Goodyears. Just sanded the letters down and then sprayed them just like you would do on any other thing.
Yeah.
Dull coated or clear coated, dull coat, put the decals on and then dull coated.
Cool.
Yeah.
Neat little kits.
The Cadillac is 64 Johan kit, painted it Tamiya black. Wheels are coming, I got them off of ST 3D printed smoothies, painted gloss black, and then the white walls just painted flat white. Then the rest of the tire was painted flat black. So that's pretty much all I've got on that one yet. And then the Corvette is just Krylon Sun Yellow, painted the wheels black. And that's pretty much all I've done with it right now. So I'm trying to get it done up and all. But,
Cool.
I just picked up one of them Cadillacs not too long ago.
mm,
Yeah, it's cool. I like that. I like that big chrome grill, man. That's cool.
Man, me too, and I wish I kept a few.
Tell us about the General Lee.
That's the Coca-Cola snack kit, MCW flame rated, 2K cleaners, slick decals, mean machine, 3D wheels and tires. I got on a Chargers kick and had to do a bunch of Chargers.
Yeah.
Detailed out
Those wheels are amazing.
they look good, they fit it right. Mean machine, he's got a lot of 15-inch stuff. That detailed, the paint detailed the chassis out. It's good enough to set up on the shelf, you know.
Yep. Cool looking car.
That's a great looking paint job.
Yes, it is.
That looks really good.
The interior looks good too.
The stands on it too.
Very nice.
Remember I built that Dr. Murray Crazy Larry and then done the Extreme League?
Yeah.
Got one more to go.
Tell us about the truck, the white truck.
It's a 57 Chevy Cameo, built that in 1998. And it's weathered a couple of moves. The only thing that I've had problems with is that damn side mirror keeps breaking off.
Yeah, I've had one
I've
on
got
there.
a pin in.
I forget that they're on there and grab it and knock them off myself. That's what I do.
But it's box stock, nothing special.
I hate the
Cool.
bed on them kits, man. Them cameo beds.
Yeah.
They give me fits.
I tried the Coca-Cola.
When they first come out,
and they were just terrible.
I hate them.
when they first come out, they look bad.
Yeah.
But over the years, they don't.
No, they don't. They're
Like you, I took one way back in the day, when the original, when it first came out.
I'd rather have the step side.
The last two here on the end. Those are mine. All right.
This one here, I was telling you last month when I came in here, this was a glue bomb that I bought. Somebody somewhere years ago. I don't know if you've ever heard of a Merritt kit.
What kind?
Merritt. They were English and they were built back in the early 60s. Well, that was a Merritt kit.
I built that the same time you built it.
And it's not completed yet, but it's it's
You do fantastic job.
it's actually a two-piece body. So the seams all been filled and everything. It's painted with, I think, Tamiya French blue. I don't know if y'all know much about Grand Prix racing, but back in the day, before sponsors, that's how you told what kind of car it was. During a Grand Prix, the French were assigned blue. The Italians were assigned red. That's why a Ferrari is red. And a Fiat is red. The Mercedes, the German cars were silver. Okay, and as a general rule, the American cars were white. And that's when they went by, the fans would say, "Oh, there goes my French car going by." But of course, I haven't done any of the detail painting yet. But the wheels on these things had just a little flat, clear disc with spokes, and you were supposed to put them on there. So I cut the centers out of some spoke wheels, spoke wheels, and made the wheels spokes in them. So
Nice.
anyway, that I actually a company called Smur actually repopped this kit, and that's made up of two. It's made up of a Smur and a Merritt kit to put it together. Of course, I bust through the nose, so that's why I haven't put it on there yet. But anyway, and this I brought this just because they were similar. But this is an original issue, old monogram Indy Racer, and it's actually painted to look like the 1955 winner. And I had the numbers, but I lost them somewhere, so they're in my collection somewhere. I'll find them. But I actually built this like a couple wives ago.
Don't get crazy.
But
I'm gonna start using that. Yeah.
But it's actually a stock kit, and the real one is in the Indianapolis Museum. If you ever want to see the real one, but it's the 1955 winter.
I went there, but they were closed for renovations the year I was
Well,
there.
if you ever get a chance to go there, it's a sight to behold.
The tractor was pretty cool.
But this is actually painted with fingernail polish,
Nice.
and it's I built the model, and I knew the car I wanted to build, and it sat on a shelf for a couple of years at the house, looking for this color paint. And one day when I was with my wife walking through, I don't know, Michael's or somewhere, they had a big table full of fingernail polish, and I looked down, I said, "There's the color," and it's actually rose, and that's what color the real car is.
Cool.
Rose.
Nice.
That's one of the first monogram kits they ever made. One of the first issues. Kind of like that first. Yeah.
Very cool.
And it had literally hardly any protection.
Yeah. And they're not very well detailed.
Plastic tires too. Isn't it?
What's that?
Plastic tires.
Plastic tires, yeah. Matter of fact, both cars have plastic tires.
Cool. Jeff, you want to tell us about your car?
That's the, that version there is the Tester's Vantastic kit, a 38 Ford panel wagon. I've actually won the kit at the MDA show a couple of years ago in a raffle. It's for a group build of another group I'm in. They have 2 decks of cars, and they call it the All in the Cards Challenge. And one of your cars is a building style, and the other one is like a coupe. I had to build a 1930s vehicle, and there was no aftermarket permitted, and the only thing I could do was kit bash. So it was pretty much box stock. I just detailed the interior, painted it up. About 4 different colors on the interior. I did steal the engine and the wheels and tires from the Revell 99 SVT Lightning pickup truck kit. So it's got the supercharged 5.4 in it. And the wheels and tires, of course. Pretty much box stock. A lot of people buy those kits just for to get the frame and comes with a Corvette motor in it, but I wanted to put a Ford motor in it. And everybody just loves that chassis because it's a tube chassis, the Corvette rear suspension, and I kind of like the way the exhaust is routed too around the outside. Then it comes back into the center like that. We lost a tire, but
cool.
And I used that Tester's Extreme Lacquer for the turquoise, and it's my white. Then I took found a Molotow pink. I think it's a 0.5. It's about the size for a panel liner, and I just took a pink marker and just ran it around the little channel there to separate the teal and the white. I thought it needed some pink on there. I don't know.
Nice.
It's good.
Did I cover them all? Cool. All right, guys. Thanks for sharing them. And for those watching the video, thanks for watching. Join us next month. Actually, next month we have something else that I wanted to remind you guys. Next month we are meeting at the Rancho restaurant because it's 2 days after our show, so no need in bringing out models and talking about models again 2 days after our show. So we'll just we'll have like a debriefing about the show and have some food at the Rancho. So that's next month. We're gonna meet at the Rancho at 7 o'clock instead of meeting here. So
we could possibly talk about
Margaritas.
we could possibly talk about categories you want to add, or maybe things would be different for the next year. So.
Yep. All right. But yeah, join us next month. First Monday of every month we meet here at the Sedge Garden Recreation Center. in Winston-Salem, all except for next month when we're going to eat. So thanks for watching, guys.